r/AskReddit. What's the adult version of There Is No Santa Claus?
You are on your own, no one is coming to the rescue.
You aren't getting paid based on how good you are. You are paid based on how hard you are to replace.
When they hire you on the spot, it's not because you're an amazing person with so many credentials. It's because it's a really GZT job, and they desperately need to fill it for the third time this month.
It's a lot harder to make friends after college. That is likely the last organic friend-making environment you will ever be in.
For me, it was finding out those HGTV shows are all more or less staged.
Somebody you know hates you. For no reason, they probably don't even know why themselves. And no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do in life, you will never, ever change that.
If you work hard and are loyal to your company, they will be loyal to you. The sad reality is most large companies don't care anymore and will lay you off after being there for 10+ years, even if you were a devoted and hard-working employee. Always have a 6 months pay in the bank and always be networking to have your next job lined up.
There are terrible, awful people in the world that get away with all of it and die peacefully in their sleep with no repercussions. There are people with hearts of gold who get continually shooed by life for no goddamn reason. The adult version of There's No Santa is the universe doesn't care.
Retirement is not a physical age. It is a financial state.
When you realize that Santa is indeed real, and it's you.
My life will really begin when X happens. Right now is just a phase.
Your parents were just normal people trying to figure G's out just like you.
Human resources is not there for your benefit.
Not quite an adult thing, but finding out that your degree doesn't automatically get you a job after graduation. And how much more important work experience is than education.
You're a hard worker. You're fired anyway because we're reducing headcount. But I was told working hard meant, yeah, Santa Claus.
That sometimes terrible people will just keep being terrible and never have a change of heart or anything negative come of it. That often they'll benefit from being terrible. But I'd like to believe that no matter what, at least I don't have to spend my life being that person, and I'll be happier with even moderate success that isn't created by being an impossibly sugar-tea person. And that's the closest I'll get to holiday spirit, even though there is no Santa.
You probably won't have summers off.
You really do have to do taxes yearly.
The idea that once you graduate college, or get married, or buy your first house, or have your first child, that you'll reach happiness and stay there the rest of your life, save for the occasional sadness from death of a friend or loved one. Happiness will go up and down, nothing is permanent. Just gotta maximize and enjoy the happy times when you have them.
There are no hot singles in your area, sad face.
The winners on The Price is Right can't take the item home until they pay the sales tax. So if you are broke and win a car, you can't even have the car. My world was shattered.
There is no student loan relief.
Sex isn't always good, and #X200B, my first partner was amazing. After a year or so with her, we broke up and I was with someone else. It sort of crushed me when the sex chemistry was so bad I couldn't even keep an erection half the time.
Lots of people were the smartest kid in their high school.
There is no employer who won't down you over for the bottom line.
College is a business.
Promotions aren't always merit-based, and senior management people don't actually know what they're doing.
You're only really worth what you can offer to other people.
Going to college doesn't guarantee you a good job.
Thought all adults knew exactly what they were doing and knew all. I'm now an adult and everyone around me is basically winging it.
When you buy a house, even if it's all in cash and you paid it off in full, you still have to pay property taxes forever. You'll never stop shelling out money.
Rhetoric wins over logic, reality.
Friends and relationships don't just happen anymore. You have to go out and make them happen, except you can't make them happen, because people choose who they want to spend their time with arbitrarily, and it is up to you to be someone worth choosing. Doesn't matter if you're a good or bad person. Doesn't matter if you're financially secure or destitute. Doesn't matter if you're attractive or not. Doesn't matter if your life is well put together or if you're a complete trash fire. People can't help who they want to be around, and a lot of the time that isn't going to be you. It isn't your fault, but there's not a lot that can be done about it. You have to be willing to put in the effort to be sociable, to be someone that people want to be around, but at the same time be okay with everyone and anyone not really feeling you at any given time.
The average person is a lot less intelligent than you think. Seriously.
The idea that as you get older you'll have fruitcake figured out and know what to do. Some might have a life plan they can keep on course, without veering off in a fiery crash. Most don't. We're really asking kids what they want to be when they grow up because we're looking for ideas ourselves.
The idea of cosmic justice, that good people will be rewarded and bad people punished.
Recessions. When you learn that the markets aren't a one-way ride that only goes up.
Family will not always be there for you. They may hurt you worse than anyone.
A lot of negativity in this thread, so here's my answer: the realization that life isn't all you probably expected, but that doesn't mean it's still not worth living. You're gonna get hit with a lot of G's, some good, some bad. You're not working towards some end goal that will bring everything to a conclusion once you reach it, you're just living a series of events. Just go live your life, deal with the G's parts as best you can, and look forward to the good.
Working hard isn't enough to make it. You are more likely to make it if you know the right person and get lucky on top of it.
There is no such thing as the one, in terms of relationships. You are potentially compatible with a great many people and probably some people you wouldn't expect. Whether or not you ever meet them or give them a shot is a whole other thing. But the fairy tale idea that we are destined to be with one person in particular is surprisingly common among grown adults.
Even if you do everything right, your ability to find a high-paying job, or relatively high-paying job, is dependent on factors outside your control.
No job is actually professionally run, it's just a bunch of people pretending everything is fine.
The two guys from Mythbusters are not friends.
I used to think all cops, and pretty much any authority figure, were good and just.
Unrequited love is indeed very real, and very painful.
That your parents are not necessarily good people.
College education doesn't anywhere near guarantee a job in your field.
You will not be able to buy low and sell high.
Your boss doesn't actually understand what's going on, he kind of just makes all of his decisions based on, this person sounds confident so they probably know what they're doing, versus, this person sounds unsure so I should tell them to look into whatever it is they are talking about more thoroughly. And that's pretty much their entire job.
Using taxes to build a pro sports stadium and giving the team massive tax breaks will not result in an improved economy in any way. It simply makes the team owners wealthier by shifting their costs to the public.
There's no sex in the champagne room.
The narrative that good always triumphs over evil is not true in real life the way it is in movies. Many villainous people are extremely successful and will likely never see any consequences for unethical, exploitative actions, even if those actions are technically illegal, especially if the person is wealthy, has a prestigious or powerful social circle. Also, money rules the world.
I'm just going to go ahead and quote from the Discworld series. "All right," said Susan. "I'm not stupid. You're saying humans need fantasies to make life bearable. Really? As if it was some kind of pink pill? No. Humans need fantasy to be human. To be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape. Tooth fairies? Hogfathers? Little, yes. As practice. You have to start out learning to believe the little lies. So we can believe the big ones. Yes. Justice. Mercy. Duty. That sort of thing. They're not the same at all. You think so? Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet death waved a hand. And yet you act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it may be judged. Yes, but people have got to believe that, or what's the point? My point exactly.
When you become an adult, adults are nowhere near as compassionate towards you.